Hi, good morning. I'm JP Thong. I'm currently in Kechara Forest Retreat in Thong, and today is the 9th day of mindful morning meditation. How is everyone doing today? Okay, let me turn on my Facebook page. It's not refreshing. Hold on. We're going to wait for a few more seconds for more people to tune in. Okay. Good morning, Annette. How are you doing today?
At 8:30 sharp, she messaged saying no meditation today.
Oh, really?
So keen.
Oh, they can hear you,
I know.
Okay.
I know. It's good. The people like waiting
Okay,
for
we'll wait for a few more seconds. So, has everyone been keeping up with your gratitude journal? Because I have, and it helps me tremendously to really get myself to focus on the blessings that I'm surrounded with, that I take for granted. Yeah. Hi, Natasha. How are you? How are things in New Jersey? Hi, Zinkoi. Good morning. Kok Luen, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll wait a few more seconds for more people to tune in. Yeah. If you have not set your intention for the day, please do so. Okay. So, because it is very important to set the intention every morning before you start the day, so that everything will fall in line with what it is that you intend to what it is that you intend to create for the day. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Munting. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yiman, thank you. Hi, Lai Hing. Hi, Frank. We'll wait a few more minutes for everyone to tune in. All right. Bonjour, Natasha. Good morning, Martin. Morning, Irene. Thank you very much for tuning in. As you all know, this week will be 10 minutes single pointed meditation. 10 minutes. And the following week, we will graduate to 15 minutes. So I'm so excited and I look forward to that. And I calculated yesterday, if this lockdown goes on till end of the month, which I think it will, I think so, it will,
it's gonna go on.
at least end of this month. So we're 4 weeks. So by the end of this month, we will be meditating for at least 20 minutes. All right? 10, yeah, 20 minutes. All right, and by that time, we will realize that 20 minutes may just feel like seconds. So I'm really looking forward to that. Good morning, Sophia. Hi, King Hoy. Now, please get comfortable, okay? If you're seated on the sofa, remember to always sit on the edge. And if you're sitting on a cushion, again, sit on the edge. What we want to do here is to prop the buttocks upwards so that your spine can be straight up like this, is to let the energy flow a lot better. Okay? Good morning, Christina. Thank you for tuning in. I noticed that a lot of my friends only tune in after I'm done because you're sleeping. Oh, Natasha has something to share. Gratitude, grateful for having my father with me, healthy and happy. Being able to shine some positive light to see my friends at work and online. My dedication on creating this new habit of meditation. Finally. I'm so happy to see that, Natasha. Thank you. Good morning, Grace. Now, if everyone is ready, okay, sit comfortably. We will do the 9-round breathing meditation. This is a very effective way to immediately ground ourselves before the single-pointed meditation. If you want to feel grounded immediately before a conference call, a meeting, whatever it is that you would like to focus on, this is a great way. It's very, very effective. I think we shall start. Hi, Nicholas. Good morning. And here we go. Left hand up, thumb down. Wrap your thumb. Put it gently under your armpit. Right hand up, over your left nostril. Breathe in through your tummy. In and out. And in and out. And in. Out. Okay. Right hand out, thumb down. Wrap your thumb with your 4 fingers. Put it underneath your left armpit. Left hand over your right nostril and breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Both hands on your thighs. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. And in. Out. Okay, and we're done with the 9-round breathing meditation. Good morning, Yingping. Pastor Hanli, thank you for joining in. Adeline, thank you for joining in. JC, good morning, everyone. So before we start with the 10 minutes single-pointed meditation, just let everyone know, after the meditation, I will talk about something that it's a bit of a challenge because there is always, there's a fine line. And what I'm going to be sharing with you today, it's judging versus perceiving. Judging versus perceiving, and how to differentiate that, because that will help us become more aware about how we are either always judging things or how we're always perceiving things, and what are the pros and cons with these two. All right, so it's a very subtle line, it's a very fine line, but you will see the benefits. All right, so we will talk about that after that. And of course, I would like to hear from your gratitude journal, what you're grateful about. And for some of you, if you have set an intention for the day, I'd like to hear from you as well. If everyone is ready. Good morning, Tawubi. Oh, there's still people tuning in right now. Great. So if everyone is ready, now remember, You rock forward, backwards. Find your center. If you're aching, if you need a little bit of stretch, do that. Okay, that felt good. Okay. Relax a little bit, roll your shoulders, because this is 10 minutes. And you don't want to move, if you can help it, when you are sitting still. Okay? If you would like to stretch, you can do that. Always choose, if you can, to focus back on the breathing. So do what you need to do right now. Ready? And here we go. Rock forward, backwards, find that center. Okay? Once you found the center, stop. Don't stop rocking. Chin down, so that your spine from the head down is straight like that. Relax your shoulders. Okay? And you can place your hands wherever you like, that you feel comfortable. Remember to curl your tongue, like that. Curl it and rest it on your upper teeth. And look down 45 degrees angle. And here we go. 10 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in all the white healing light and fill your body. Breathe out the dark smoke with all your stress, anxiety, worries. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in through your tummy and breathe out. Focus on the nostril. Bring your thoughts back to the nostril. Fill your entire body with a white healing light. Breathe out all the negativities and visualize them as dark smoke. There is no space in your body for any of this dark smoke. Breathe them all out. Every single cell in your body is filled with this healing white light and is tingling. Tingling with love and compassion and kindness. All aches are gone. And you're floating and you're light. Bring your focus back to your nostril area. Bring your attention back to your nostril area. Watch your thoughts. Let it pass. Watch the sounds you hear. Let it pass. Bring your thoughts. Bring your focus to the nostril. Bring your focus back to your nostrils. Feel the sensation of the outer rim of your nostrils. And 3, 2, 1. So how does everyone feel? Good morning, Vivian. Thank you for joining in. Patricia, Pastor David, Pastor Antoinette, thank you very much for tuning in. Good morning, Norman. Hi, Wilfred. If you notice, I'm minimizing my talking now so that you can benefit more by focusing on the breathing. The first week, you notice that I will be talking a lot more to remind everyone to focus back on the breathing. As we progress, I'm going to speak less and less when we meditate so that you don't focus on my talking, but you focus on the breathing. Do share with me how you feel. I would love to hear from you. Good morning, Nancy. I will share with you all what I wrote yesterday in my gratitude journal. If you have not started your gratitude journal, please do so. I find it very, very helpful. The first thing on my list is I'm grateful I have my dietary supplements. I'm grateful to have a few altars. Yes, I'm spoiled. I have a few altars, Buddhist altars, for me to do my prayers. And number 3, I'm grateful to have had met my spiritual teacher, His Eminence Tem Rinpoche. Those were the 3 things that came to my mind as I was writing my journal, and I would love to hear from you. Hi Sharon, good morning. Thank you so much for joining in. Lai Hing says, it felt more natural and relaxed and time passed quickly. Exactly. It will get easier, and when we progress to 20 minutes, half an hour, it will not feel as daunting, right? Natasha says, this time my thoughts from the day interrupted more frequently today, but my hands felt almost gone. And my aches went away. My back has not been good this past year, so this was lovely. Oh, you're most welcome. Definitely. When we visualize this white healing light filling the entire body, every part of our cell is filled with this healing light. Visualize that there's no more aches. Visualize that. If you can't visualize it, just know it and focus on the breathing. The aches may arise, focus, because the ache will pass unless you do have a medical condition, then that's a different story. So in this case, because our body is going through a withdrawal syndrome, which is what I explained last week, we will feel pains, aches and pains, itch. I was itching big time before we started, so I ignored it, and immediately I went into my breathing and focused on my breath. And that horrific itch around here passed. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just a reaction or an insect on my ear, but whatever it is, it passed, thank goodness. Norman says, went deeper today. Great, Norman. And Sharon said, today I feel more relaxed. Definitely. We will do this. As I say, as we progress, I will not talk so much when we do the single-pointed meditation, because I really want everyone to focus on the breath. By that time, I feel you would already know, how to find your center. You will remember the tongue. You remember to tilt. I will still guide you just to remind you, because sometimes we do forget. And for those of you who just tuned in, please watch from day 1. All right, watch from day 1 because I have explained how to get into position and all that. Okay, so once you get the basics, then it's very easy. Then when we all meditate together, we can progress much faster. I think that's what everyone wants to achieve from this this mindful morning meditation. Now, and do we have any more sharing? Let me see. Taowi says, felt easier to do the 10 minutes today. Definitely. Always remember, practice makes perfect. Norman says, I'm grateful my girl is 13 today. Wishing her happiness and healthy always. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And Kok Luen, gratitude. Able to listen to this meditation and practice. 2, food and shelter for family. 3, meet my Guru's Eminence 25th Kabje, 10 Rinpoche. Great. So today, well, you can still type your message. I will read it as it comes in, yeah? So today, I am going to talk about judging versus perceiving. Judging versus perceiving. This is going to be a bit of a challenge for some of you because it's a very, very fine line. Now, what is the difference? When we perceive, when we observe, when we see things, when we hear of things, when we read about certain things, do we read it, do we perceive it as is? Or do we come up with a conclusion after that? Let me repeat. After reading, looking, hearing something, do we form a conclusion after that? Or do we look at it neutrally? Because if you look at things or when you read things without judgment, without coming to a conclusion based on your own experience, where you come from, your culture, how you've been raised. You see, we became who we are because of our past conditioning. That is why when people say, well, why don't you get into the person's shoes to know what they're talking about? In a way you can, but do understand, we will never fully understand how the person is feeling or where the person is coming from, because all of us are unique. We are brought differently. Even with our siblings, we have the same set of parents. We stay in the same house. Although we come from a similar environment, each of one come out of it different. So how we react to situations will be different. So as much as you want to put yourself into other people's shoes, you will never, ever be able to fully understand what the person is going through or is experiencing. So having understood that, we will also need to understand all conclusions that arise from our observation, whether it's what your eyes tell you, what you hear, or what you read, will all be biased naturally. It will naturally be biased because how we relate to these situations will be a result of how we have been conditioned throughout our lives. So when we do single-pointed meditation, we always watch in neutrality. Be neutral. Watch it like a movie. Now that we have a better grasp of the mind, we are able to watch things like a movie. Okay? What are the pros and cons of judging and perceiving? When we perceive, we are like a, lack of a better, well, I hope this analogy helps, like a doctor. We are looking at the situation and seeing what's up, what's happening with the situation. Why are situations the way they are? Why are people behaving the way they are? And understand it from a neutral point. Okay, understand it from a neutral point without us coming up with a conclusion such as, why are you doing this to me? Why are situations happening to me? What have I done? Oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing that. Judging comes from what? Judging always comes from or arises from us having expectations of how situations and people should be. That's why it's always tainted. It is always tainted from bias. It is always tainted. We're not always right, neither are we always wrong. But do understand that just because, to give you an example, my watch here, it's the same watch, okay? Same watch. You're looking at it right now. I can see the dial, but you may not. So I can debate with you that, wait a minute, there is a dial with hands and there is a hand that keeps rotating. But you tell me, JP, I don't see anything. But you're talking about the same thing. You're talking about the same thing. So if I am judging and say, no, you're wrong. This watch has a face. So it can go on and on and on and on and on. But if you perceive it, you go, okay, based on my observation, there is a face with hands. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter, but that's based on my perception. What's yours? So do you see the difference? When we judge, we tend to come to conclusion real fast about what is the reality in front of us. But we fail to see that there are many, many aspects to reality. And because we are not trained enough to raise the level of awareness so that we can look at a certain thing and perceive it from different angles. You can do that. You can train and perceive things from different angles, situations from different angles, a person from different angles. I know it is very difficult sometimes when certain people treat us in a way that can be very hurtful. It's very difficult. That is why single-pointed meditation is so powerful here. Because irregardless of how we would want to react, because we already have the tool to go time out, take a step back, breathe, go back to your single-pointed meditation of concentrating on the nose or going back to your intention. If this person whom you love dearly has disappointed you, hurt you, whatever it is, this person has not shown up in a way that you expect the person to show up, take a step back. Are your expectations valid? Do we even latch on? We may think that, oh, why has this person changed? Perhaps the person has never changed. Perhaps the person only showed you a certain aspect of themselves. Right? There are so many aspects of us that sometimes we catch ourselves off guard. Like, certain situations arrive, certain people say certain things, and then we behave differently. And people go, oh, what was that about? And you catch yourself and go, oh, where did that come from? Because we are not trained enough to even observe our mind, sometimes we will catch ourselves by surprise. And there are many, many different aspects of our mind. And situations and people will trigger it, and we will behave in a certain way. That is why when we understand how the human mind works, we will be able to look at people or understand people better, really watch them and go, oh, that's the psychology. So in a way, we become a psychologist, a doctor. Just watch it. It's very easy for us to get carried away with our emotions. Oh, this person should have been like that, should be like that. You know what? That's just us judging that this person should be like that. We're not being realistic here at all. Just because you are a husband, a wife, a child of a certain age, you should have that maturity and wisdom to behave in a certain way. Who said so? Who said so? Okay, because we were brought up in a different environment, we went through different experiences. Some people mature faster, some people don't mature as fast. Some people are more aware than others, and so on and so forth. So then again, why latch on our expectation on others and judge based on that? Okay, so that is why it's very important to just perceive the situation and watch it like you're watching a movie. Just watch it. I know naturally you're dying to come to a conclusion. Don't, because I love to do that. I'm very judgmental. I'm very opinionated. Excuse me. And my teacher always says, JP, don't. Stop judging. Why should I stop judging? Because when I judge, it will affect me. I will have a reaction. Why is it like this? Why is it like that? And I get really depressed all the time. And over time, there's a rage inside of me that builds up. And, to a point that I'm not even aware of it. And certain things will happen and it will trigger it, and I go into rage. So it doesn't serve me. So every time when certain situations happen, my teacher will always say, so what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And Rinpoche would always ask me how I think, and from there would always correct me on how I view things. So I was very lucky to have someone guide me in that sense, that trained me to go, wait a minute. Instead of projecting my expectation of how this person should be, how situations should be, and so on and so forth, I should just perceive it, and I may or may not understand, but perceive it without judgment. Perceive it without judgment, but with compassion and kindness, and understand. And understand how, especially difficult people, how they behave. They may say things that are very nasty. They may say things that are totally insensitive and irresponsible. But if that is their level, that's their level. And if you even go deeper, into human psychology, you will realize that when people lash out and hurt others, either intentionally or unintentionally, if you go deeper and you study the psychology, it is their way to manifest the pain and suffering that is happening inside of them. And the only way that they can relate, or they know how to relate to others, is through hurting others. It will manifest as such. So the more a person is nasty to you, is hurtful to you, insensitive, irresponsible, it is because there is a certain part of them that is hurting. And that's their comfort zone. That is their reality. That is their reality. So Many times they may hurt others without even realizing it, or some even do it intentionally because that is their reality. So when we perceive that kind of behavior, and we go in and we dissect, oh, where's that coming from? I didn't see that coming. You will understand better that, wow, the person is really hurting inside. The things that this person said wasn't nice, but that's their reality. This person must hurt even more. So out of compassion, we empathize with them. We empathize and we go, okay, I will practice more patience for this person. Because you see, for me, my intention always in the morning when I do my prayers is that may I benefit sentient beings for the day. May I be of benefit to people whom I meet. Everyone who crosses my path, will I be of benefit to them one way or another? That's my intention. It's very clear. Yeah, so if that's my intention, and if somebody or a situation doesn't manifest the way it should be, I take a step back. And I perceive. And I take a good look. Of course, there will be some judgment. I'm not saying I'm totally free from judgment. No, I'm not that level yet. Rinpoche is, but I'm not. But I put in the extra effort through my single-pointed meditation. I control my mind and go, wait, do not focus on that opinion that I'm going to make. It will come out, but you know what? I'm not going to hold on to it, and I'm not going to react based on my opinion. I'm going to just observe and understand this person, this situation, whatever is happening in front of you. Okay, do I have any questions?
Yes.
Hi Andrew, thank you for tuning in again. Penny says, hi JP, will the virtual group single point meditation be continued after our MCO lifted? Well, if all of you want me to continue, let me know. I'll be glad to do that, but let's see. All right, so if most people would want me to, sure, why not? Hi Carmen, Cockland, am I right to say that our perceptions will fuel our mind to form a judgment? I think it's our habituated mind to think this way. Yes, it is. We're always taught to say, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Okay? What we think sometimes is right, sometimes it's wrong. So instead of being righteous and say, no, I'm right, my perception is right, and you go on and on and on and on, debating, and some end up in fight. And I read that the divorce rate is going up during this lockdown. So instead of fighting about it, well, that's, like I said, we may be talking about the same thing, but you may perceive it differently, and I may perceive it differently, because of how we were brought up in different situations, in different experiences. So no right, no wrong. Yes, I respect your decision, and yes, I respect your perception, and I have my perception. No right, no wrong. That's how, with my limited awareness, that's how I perceive it. I'm not going to jump to conclusion and react based on my conclusion, but I will just perceive it. Okay? When we perceive things, when we perceive people, and when we perceive situations, there's room for us to go, hey, there are other aspects to this reality that we're perceiving. When we judge, we go, well, that's it. It's certified. This is my judgment. And you're stuck. And you put this person or this situation in the box. And that's it. So there is a difference, yeah? Christina, I'm grateful because I found myself for a while ago and I owned it. Yes. Good for you, Christina. Zinkoi, it's very hard for a person who is eagerly for change and the rest besides him refuse. I'm the only person in my family that starts practicing Buddhism because I desperately wanted a change. I was being called Devil King in my family. It's fine. It's fine, Zinkoi. Don't project your expectation on your family members just because you choose to transform yourself. It doesn't mean that people around you would subscribe to that. So practice patience. Everybody needs their time. Instead of preaching to them, inspire them with your transformation. When they see that you are more kind, you are more patient, more compassionate, more sensitive, and whatever it is that you would like to transform, and they experience it, they will go, oh wow, what happened to Zinkoi? Whatever he's doing, I want to take part as well. See, that is more powerful. That's more powerful. There's no point in preaching to people what they should and should not do just because you're doing it. We should always inspire others, not preach. Okay, I hope that helps. Martin, is my understanding correct that perception leads to empathy and understanding, whereas judgment leads to a reinforcement of our egoistic expectations and keep us locked within our prejudice? Ultimately, judgment harms us more than it supposedly protects us. Definitely, Martin. That's exactly it. Okay, like I said just now, perception definitely leads us to more empathy and understanding because we don't put things, situations and people in a box and say, that's it. The person is like that, and that's it. No matter how nasty that person can be to you, due to whatever reasons, there is always a loving side to this person. This person may not show it to you, but this person may show it to the mother, to the father, to the kids, whomever. So there is always another aspect to this person. So when we put them in a box, it doesn't serve us, ultimately. Because ultimately, everybody is going to be nasty and not good enough for your attention. And what happens? It doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve because why? If you keep pushing people away, because none of them are enlightened, none of them are close to being holy and reach their salvation, none. You will be left alone at the end of the day. You'll be left alone, and you're not being real. So that's why many people go, I'm speaking from experience, yeah? I used to go, I'm not interested to meet new people. Lahin can vouch for that. I'm not interested to meet your friends. Everyone's so superficial. I can't deal with them. I'd rather just hang out with you and a few of my good friends whom are genuine, and that's it. So I was not being realistic back then. I wasn't. Okay? Everyone was not good enough based on my projection, not good enough. So how does that not benefit me? Well, I became totally antisocial, and people think, JP is arrogant, he doesn't talk, and so on and so forth. And after a while, you kind of I numbed myself from all this. So I was not really being in touch with reality, and it did not help me ultimately. So I built a wall without even realizing it. And my friend would always say, well, Lai Heng always says, there's a wall around you, and you've changed. I didn't even see it. I said, no, I didn't change. I've just become more tough, and I have reprioritized what I want to do with my life. Okay, so in hindsight, now that I look back, well, it's because of my lack of awareness. Yeah, so when we use a single-pointed meditation to take a step back and really look at situations, just watch it without prejudice, realizations will arise. Because why? When we perceive things without our emotions tainting it, we will be able to see with much more clarity. Okay, so as Martin says, without judgment, because why? There will be more empathy and understanding, because we will understand that, hey, okay, so this is an aspect of this personality, or if it's a situation, okay, so the choices that we made didn't work out and things happen out of our control, let's look at it from a different point of view and keep going at it. And keep going at it and keep going at it. All right? Sharon says, what is IMHO?
In my humble opinion.
Oh, okay, sorry. In my humble opinion, given how our minds are tainted by the three poisons, we tend to judge more of the time that perceive. Hence, why we need to get rid of the three poisons before we can stop being judgmental and for pure perception to arise. And meditation can help this by helping us control our runaway trained minds. Yes, that is very true. Okay, the three poisons, what are they? The three poisons is a term used in Buddhism, so we shall not go there because there are some participants here who are not Buddhists. Natasha, wonderful topic tonight. It helps me with something that occurred with someone last week. Well, you're most welcome. Yiling says, is it possible to fall into the trap of thinking that we are non-judgmental, but in reality our perception is already tainted by our own reality? Of course. Our perception will always be tainted to a certain level because we are not highly evolved yet. We're not highly evolved yet, but we will improve over time. We will improve over time. The key here is to catch ourselves when we put situations and people in a box. In a box. Because situations can change. People can change. No matter how we feel, they can change. Perhaps it's the timing is not right. That's all. Sharon says, reduce our judgmental mindset. We build more compassion over another person. Then we will not tense ourselves up. Life only needs to be simple. That's right, Sharon. You are very, very right. Because most of us are not evolved beings. We have not put in the time, most of us have not put in the time to study about human psychology, study about how the universe works, our existence. We haven't really given much thought to it. Even if some of us have read a lot, but how much have we looked into it and see how it relates to us and really practice it? Because understanding it intellectually but not internalizing it is just pure intellectual stimulation. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing. I guarantee you that. A person is not wiser because he or she can memorize text and just tell you. That's just a scholar. A person who is wise is a person who actually practices it and transforms. And you will be able to experience it when that happens. People around you can experience it when that happens. So how much people listen to you is a result of how much we have transformed. And if we're always struggling to say, why is it that people don't listen to me? It's because we are preaching. We are not setting examples. We're not setting examples. And we get very frustrated and, people don't understand me and so on and so forth. Obviously not, because your speech and your actions don't match. You say one thing, but you behave in another way. So if you can't do it, excuse me, if you don't walk the talk, why are you telling us to walk the talk? You see where I'm coming from? Yes, so we build more compassion over another person. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Okay, definitely we will build more compassion for the person because we understand that something must be happening. There's always a good side. There's always a flip side to the coin. There's always. So if it's beyond our control, well, send prayers if you do have a religion. If not, if you don't have a religion, send positive energy and good thoughts to the person. May this person one day, or may this situation one day, improve and be better. Okay, Bantang. Hi, Ben. Hey, it's wonderful learning and training of mindfulness indeed. You're most welcome. Cotland says, just wanted to share a happy result with you, JP. I shared your meditation videos with my colleague and he found it very helpful as he noticed that he slept better on the first night itself. Rejoice for him. Wonderful. Yes, it does happen because when I was an insomniac many years ago, before Kechara, when I would always meditate and then I felt I slept much better. My sleep was much deeper. I guess it's because I calmed my mind and it was easier for me to have a much deeper sleep, definitely. Lying says, the more I consciously decide to let go of my beliefs, I find that it is easier to perceive. Yes, exactly. Yep. So fun. Hi, so fun. Love your session, especially your sharing. You're most welcome. So fun. Leong Wing Yi. Oh, we have new people logging in now. Thank you very much for tuning in. You have a soothing voice. Thanks for conducting the daily mindfulness meditation. Thank you. Zinkoi, thank you very much for the advice. Really appreciate it. You're most welcome. Zinkoi, Christina, it's typical of a human mind to perceive or choose to believe in what they see, then giving themselves a chance to know the truth before they start to judge and believe in what they... Wait, let me see. It's typical of a human mind to perceive or choose to believe in what they see, then give themselves a chance to know the truth before, or therefore they start to judge and believe in what they choose to believe, which is sad. Yes, do you know why, Christina? It's because deep down, our minds always like to put things in a concept. We always like to put people and situations in a box, or we like to put them in a concept. Is because we feel insecure. There's a fear, there's a deep fear in us that if we don't really understand and come up with a conclusion, there's a fear that we don't know how to control situations and control the person, whatever that is. But it is because there is a fear in there that we must come up with a conclusion. We must have already figured it out. Because the unknown is something that is scary to us. Okay? That is the fear. That is the fear. So that is why when we operate out of fear, we will always or automatically go in this respect, yeah, we will always say, okay, I think I pretty much figured out the person because, yeah, I think that's it. So you kind of cut the opportunity, you stop the opportunity for you to understand the situation even better, and you stop yourself from understanding the person even better because, like I say, a person's mind is very complex. There are many aspects, there are many facets to this person's mind. It's a matter of which facet the person wants you to see. So that's why always have an open mind, and just put a tick on this person. So you have a profile of situations or of people. Okay, this aspect of this part of the person showed up. This part of it showed up. This part of it, and over time, you will see that this person has many aspects or many facets, and it will arise because different people talk to them, because different situations arise. Okay, and as a result, what do? We help them by first changing ourselves. When we transform ourselves and they see, hey, I like how you have become. Instead of operating out of fear, we operate out of love and compassion. When we operate out of love and compassion, which I'll talk about it in the later days, you operate out of creation, no fear. Well, the fear is there. You don't focus on the fear. You operate from creating, from possibilities, from unknown. That's why the unknown, even though right now it's scary, but it's full of possibilities. That's why there's a difference when we say operate out of love and compassion versus operating out of fear. Because fear is very limiting. Compassion And love is liberating because it's endless possibilities out there, which I'll talk about. Okay, I think we have to wrap up. It's slightly past 1 hour. Okay, if you do have any more questions, do write in. I will reply you. And if it's a bit complex, I can answer it tomorrow morning. Okay, if you like my sharing today, do click like and do share. Okay, for those of you who are silently watching, like my brother-in-law, my sister says he's stalking me. Duncan, please press like so I know that you're watching, okay? And for those of you, yes, please press like so I know that what I say makes sense and it helps. It helps me gauge whether or not I make sense to all of you. If not, I will fine-tune my way of sharing my session with you because my intention is to bring benefit to all of you. All right, so thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Bye.